Hi, my name is Scott Gibson with Beneath the Surface. I'm here with Peter Spina of GoldSeek and SilverSeek.com. Peter, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to get your take on the pullback in the gold price over the last couple of years and pullback in the junior mining stocks. What's your take on gold so far, and where do you think it's going from here?
Well, right now is not a very good time to be a gold investor. It's a very difficult time. We're entering into a very extreme sell-off period, extreme pessimism. And with that, there are some opportunities. There's some good valuations out there, but you got to look at the short-term risks, which could see gold even go lower. So if you look at maybe, in my perspective, 1,100, 1,200 might be the ultimate pullback point here, which may happen in 3, 4, 5 months from now. But the market is showing some firmness at these levels. Maybe we have seen the low, but I find it very difficult at this time to see what the short-term brings, because there's a lot of different factors in play at the moment.
And how about medium term, say 2 to 5 years out?
After this correction plays itself out, I feel like we're in this, from a longer term perspective, you pull back a chart and you see gold going from 250 up to 1,900. It's a nice pullback, but it hasn't damaged the long-term prospects for gold bull market. So I feel this long-term secular bull market will continue after this consolidation period. It may take a year or maybe even more before it breaks out, but I feel a little more optimistic about the gold companies starting to reverse at some point in the next 6 to 12 months, maybe after the end of the summer period, and we'll see. But it's getting to the point where the valuations on the mining companies are extremely attractive, so we'll hopefully see that kind of bottom out and start heading up.
Nice. And in regards to the gold companies, what do you see as some of the risks out there? What to avoid for your investors?
Well, you want to look at which companies that are mining right now, look at their production costs, look at their expenses, look at what kind of capital that's needed if they're undergoing capital investments in the mine expansion and so on. So those are kind of the risks I see with some of the companies. Like Allied Nevada just recently had to do $150 or so million financing, and that was done at a pretty low price. So those aren't great factors, but those the companies that can do that are the ones that are strong and are the ones that will succeed. So that's something I kind of look forward to, is which companies can get through this period and finance and keep developing. But you got to watch out for the production costs on these mining companies. So there are a lot of mining companies that are near break even at these levels, and there are others that are starting to get control of the cost. Timmins Gold, which is a company I invest in, it's also a company that's sponsoring on GoldSeek. Their last quarter showed a reduction in cash costs from upper 700, nearly $800 an ounce, now closing in near $700 an ounce. So that's the kind of the exception, but most companies are seeing rising costs, and you want to watch out what the margin looks like. That's from the miners. For the exploration companies, that's a very difficult sector to be in right now. I mean, there are some excellent opportunities perhaps to be buying at these levels, but if this sector continues to go through its consolidation period for the next year or more, there's going to be a lot of companies that are going to have a difficult time surviving, and if they do survive, then you're factoring in the dilution problems, those kind of problems. So you want to be selective. Maybe with these mining companies, the miners or advanced stage exploration companies that have some cash or generating cash, those are a bit safer areas to be in.
Is there a few companies like that? You mentioned, first of all, Allied Nevada and Timmins. I don't own either of those companies. You own Timmins. Do you own Allied Nevada too?
I do own Allied Nevada. I have been an investor watching that mine develop for the past 15, 20 years, and it will become one of the major mines, gold and silver producing mines, so that's quite exciting.
In terms of early stage exploration, is there companies there that have cash that you've been watching and are picking up?
Early stage, not as much. I mean, there are some companies, kind of like Batera Gold, they had a press release this morning saying they have $17 million in cash, and they have opportunities now to do some other things with that, with companies who might have some assets but need cash. So those are the kind of companies, the ones that have cash position, Batera.
Yeah, I've seen some companies like that trading at 20%, 30% discounts to their cash position. So it creates an excellent investment opportunity potentially if you believe in the long-term gold price.
Absolutely. You're picking up, like with Batera, a multi-million ounce gold deposit, which is being brought into production in the next year or two, and that's it's a huge opportunity to buy these things at such discounted levels. It reminds me of 2008, 2009. But again, you don't know where the bottom is, and that's where the real question is: how close are we, or are we at it right now? So
And Botero, I do own a little Botero.
I do own Botero as well.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us, Peter.
All right, thank you, Scott.
Really appreciate that. Peter's take on gold and some gold stocks to watch. Again, that's Peter Spina, Gold Seek and Silver Seek. My name is Scott Gibson with the NEPA Service. Thanks for being with us.